Yo, what's up? What's up? It's the Hungry Millennial back again with yet another Proactive Pragmatism bonus episode. So, in this episode, I want to talk to you guys about the importance of staying locked in. Somebody inboxed me the other day and they asked, "How do you stay focused? How do you stay locked in?" And here are some pragmatic approaches that I've had and that have yielded success for me and a lot of my peers because we're human at the end of the day, and especially in management and leadership and just leading yourself, it's important to have a plan. And so let's talk about staying locked in, what it's not. So recently the Illini had a great season and they got knocked out of the tournament by Loyola. So one thing that staying locked in is it's a routine, but it's not perfection. It's operating at a high level, so that way when things do happen in your life and things they will ultimately change, when those problems arise, you're able to execute. It's never going to be perfection. You're never going to, I've never seen a plan that went perfectly as outlined per guideline or per plan or per reconnaissance. There were no perfect plans. A lot of times you have to adjust on the fly to stay locked in. What it's also not, it's not comparison to others. It is self-reflection. It is self-awareness. Once you start being aware of yourself, you start understanding that you are a human being. I understand that I'm a human and I'm going to fail and I'm going to make mistakes, but it's not about becoming those mistakes. It's about being aware enough to understand that you have to guide your life differently. So for instance, I know that, if I go out on the weekend and I drink too much, I'm going to have a bad day the next day. But I love my time enough to where like that next day, I might, the night before, I might have one or two drinks, right? But then I know I got to get up and I've got to do my laundry and I've got to do all the things that are going to get me back locked into that routine. And so once you get locked into that routine, it's going to help you become more self-aware. Like, I don't do this and I don't do that, or I do this and I do that. But I can have a little bit of fun here and I can have a little bit of pleasure here. So you have to kind of find that balance, but it's not based off of what other people's standards are for their life, right? And you could still be super friendly about it, right? Just because they're drinking beer and you decide that you're going to go into water, that's not a bad thing, right? So the next thing that staying locked in is it's not ignoring feedback. So it's important to understand that the small truths are important for future development, even if there are a lot of circumstances out of your control. So yesterday I was running a route and I thought that I had enough time, but see, here's the problem is I had to revert back to old timey. So today I'm going to get in a lot earlier to work so I can outline the stops on my truck. I was taking on a new route, but I had to get that little pain in there to talk to myself and say, hey, exercise emotional intelligence here. It doesn't matter if the load or the sort or whatever, or if they're understaffed, control what you can control. So today I'm going to get in early, start looking at the stops and start doing those things. Obviously we're going to have pivotal points in our life where it feels like everything is in disarray. And at that point, you have to realize that even if the feedback has a small truth in it, you can learn and you can grow from that and you take that forward. The beautiful part about life is you never achieve perfection. So that gives you a goal that you can go into and say, this is how I can improve. And a lot of times it's the small things. It's, getting up on time. It's making sure that you have a bed that's squared away. It's making sure that you have your finances squared away, or you just do a little bit here. So every paycheck, maybe you slide a little bit into savings, but it's vitally important to stay locked in. And stay locked into your life, in the small things. If you're a manager, stay locked into your employees, empathize with them, figure out what makes them tick so you can get the most production. If it's just you, figure out the things that like you need to, clear out of the cabinets. Maybe it's the chips, maybe it's the ice cream or whatever, because like I am fallible around ice cream. I love ice cream to death, but man, it sure is horrible for me. The dairy products, it just doesn't vibe well with my chemistry personally. So it's one of those things where you have to set yourself up for success. And staying locked in, it's not perfection, it's routine. It's not comparison to others. It's self-reflection and awareness. It's not ignoring feedback. It's taking the feedback, whether it's ignorant or whatever, and making the proper adjustments, because oftentimes what we'll find is life doesn't care. So, this is the Hungry Millennial. back again with a Proactive Pragmatism bonus episode. I appreciate you guys. Continue to follow our series, Millennials Are. It's on YouTube, it's on Spotify, it's on Google Podcasts, it's also on Apple. We also have an Instagram channel, so check us out over there. I appreciate you guys. Stay hungry, stay in the race. You can reach us at PROPRAG20@gmail.com. Thank you.